interactive data to find their own answers. Tableau. Answer questions at the speed of thought.
Wow. Howdy, SpongeBob. How do you like it? What is it?
Sandy's Genome is essentially an air-filled underwater habitat that could support mammalian life. Look at this!
I'm ready for the longest, coldest winter ever.
Bring it on!
Spring? I'm going to the moon, SpongeBob.
It's a dome over the flat earth that separates the waters of course, the dome. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters.
This isn't for fun. See this? This is science.
So they always depicting space to you as being like underwater. That's because it is. The Mayims, right? The heavenly waters. It's kind of like a mirror.
Good day, gentlemen. We are the board of directors of Tree Dome Enterprises.
See, check out the predictive programming. It's funny because they got 3 monkey scientists who are paying Sandy Cheeks to leave under the sea, the underwater environment, right? To leave this area. Okay. And no nigga, I got an iPhone. One of you niggas got Androids. So anyway, we don't do Androids around here. But just look at the programming they putting you in. Darwinian evolutionists, guys who believe they came from monkeys, are going to pay Sandy Cheeks, right, to go to the moon, right, to verify that they come from monkeys. But listen.
Good day, gentlemen. We are the board of directors of Tree Dome Enterprises Limited. I am going to offer you a 20-year contract with a substantial pay rise.
See, we're going to offer you not only longevity of a career, but we're going to financially compensate you if you keep these lies up, right? Keep going.
Hey, we stopped falling!
Look, we're in space now.
All right, so in that episode, they take the rocket ship and they leave from Sandy's dome, right? From just like we're inside the dome, and they go outside of the firmament and they get into outer space. But in the show, outer space is just, you'll see the 3-dimensional world for them. So you got to check out the symbolism. Remember, cartoons are 2-dimensional. Now, they went from being cartoons and they went into the next realm and they became 3-dimensional, right? So in the same sense, we are 3-dimensional beings with 5th-dimensional capabilities, right? Meaning we have a mind, we have a soul inside this physical realm. But once we leave this physical realm, then we regain the rest of the abilities that we had to lose when we came down here, when Adam and Eve fell. So I hope that makes sense. And the only reason why I got Apple is because Apple is I've always had Apple. Apple is like the basic fucking brand of smartphones. Like, there's other smartphones that do better shit, but I just have an iPhone because it's like I've always had an iPhone. See, look. See, the loss of gravity, when you leave see, you got to understand something. The electromagnetic spectrum, right? Electromagnetic spectrum. All right, so the electromagnetic spectrum. Oh, where is it? No, that's not the one we want. Okay. All right. This is the visible light spectrum. You see how small of a sliver we experience and how much more of reality there is to experience. You see animals, they see here. They see in between X-ray and infrared. Or excuse me, they see infrared and ultraviolet. I don't know if there's animals who see X-ray. Maybe there are. I don't know. But animals see just outside of this. We've been limited to this spectrum, right? So once this limitation is down to us being in this physical existence. But once you leave out of this realm of existence, like Enoch did, he had to be translated, right? He had to lose the physical body. He had to lose the electromagnetic limitation, right? So when they tell you gravity doesn't exist. There's only electromagnetism, and then there's either buoyancy, which has to do with water, or density, which has to do with air, right? You only have two mediums of existence within this realm. You're either in water or you're in air, okay? And both of those two things are affected by electromagnetism, right? The atmosphere. And they have two different effects given their two different realities, right? Air has a different reality. So you're talking about density, right? Which object will fall faster than another because it weighs more or has more mass. And then in terms of water, you're dealing with buoyancy. Same thing, just the opposite, right? Still has to do with mass. So check it out. When they left outside of the Earth atmosphere, they moved into out of the electromagnetic limitation, right? It's just crazy that they're teaching you through cartoons, right? Watch how he's a two-dimensional creature, and then he goes into our realm, right, and becomes 3D. Now imagine we're three-dimensional creatures because of this physical body. But remember, you're more than your body. You're your mind, right? Your mind is not physical. And within this third dimension, we have up to 5 degrees. Hence why you got 5 fingers, right? We can max out our potential in a physical body up to 5 dimensions, right? Okay, now watch this guy. When we leave this place, or when the electromagnetic barrier is removed, okay, then we'll have to advance into another reality. So this is a part of my understanding, or my theory, is that Enoch had to be translated. Elijah had to be translated. They had to lose the physical body in order for them to go on and explore the other heavens, explore the other realms. See? Now he's breaking into the third dimension. So imagine this from our perspective, because we're not 2D, we're 3D. So instead of 3D, we go into the 6th dimension and higher. Remember, the angels were made just a little bit above man. So if man has 5th dimensional capabilities, right, then the angels would start at the 6th dimension, would they not? Right? This has to do with the breakdown that I did about dimensions. So if you're not understanding why I specify man has 5th dimension, we're in between the 3rd and the 5th dimension. It just depends on what level of mental state you're at. So if you're strictly 3rd dimensional, that just means it's physical. This is 3D, right? But this doesn't have a mind. This is another 3D object, but it doesn't have a mind. It doesn't have a brain. It doesn't have a soul, a spirit. Anything physical like that. That's 3D. Okay. 4D is when you have a mind, like animals, for instance, has basic intelligence. They have DNA instruction. DNA instruction allows them to function so that they can eat, sleep, reproduce. Eat, sleep, and reproduce. The basic things you need for survival, right? Fourth dimension, that's fourth dimension. So fourth dimension is having animation, having motion. The fact that you can move from space to space or from one point to another gives you the opportunity to have memory. And without memory, you can't have the things that we have life, like the certain understandings that we have, right? So this is where many people are. They're fourth dimensional beings pursuing or heading towards either the fifth dimension, where they become more spiritual, or they're heading more towards the third dimension, where they become more carnal, right? They answer more to the flesh as opposed to answering to their mind and the temptations thereof. All right, let's go. This is why when I link up with UB News, the first documentary I'm going to do with him is going to be based off of creation and the beginning chapters of Genesis, probably the first 3 chapters, right? But it's probably going to be like at least an hour long. We'll try and make it shorter and concise, but we'll see, right? Right. Fifth dimension is fourth dimension. Well, yeah, fifth dimension is mastery of free will. And fourth dimension is you understanding you have free will, and then it's the learning curve, right? Let's go. So you see how they went from 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional? See? That's the same thing that Enoch had to do when he was translated. So like I was saying, when I do the documentary with UB, eventually we're going to get to a point where this is some of the material we're going to explain. So don't be surprised if you see me use the SpongeBob analogy, because this shit is actually fucking crazy. Now I got to go back and watch some SpongeBob and see if there's any more stuff that I can pick to show you guys what I mean when I'm teaching half the stuff I'll be teaching. All right, you get it? Above the firmament, in between the firmaments. Okay? See, Homer Simpson went from a 2D world to the 3D world, right? Watch this. Watch him change. He was translated, okay? You see how Enoch, it'll tell you in the book of Enoch that Enoch was translated, right? He left the electromagnetic spectrum. He left this earth plane, right? Homer Simpson just left the earth plane and went into the higher dimensions, right? He went from being a 2-dimensional entity to realizing he has 3 dimensions to play with. Enoch translated. Okay, I hope that doesn't. Okay, so let me go to images first, just to show you some of the images they show. And I realize these are white man images, okay? It doesn't matter. It's just a concept that I'm trying to explain. Okay, you see how he's translated? He's being brought to the heavens, right? In the clouds. We know physical bodies can't rise in the clouds, but your soul most likely can. Okay, Enoch being translated, transfigured. That's another way of putting it, transfigured. Let me, instead of translated, let me put transfigured. So that's translated so they don't do the other one, okay? All right, so he was transfigured. The transfiguration of Enoch. In the book of Enoch, when Enoch returns to earth, he tells his children that although they see him as the earthly human Enoch, there is likewise an angelic Enoch that has stood in the Lord's presence transfiguration in religion. So we're taking the spookism out of what the scriptures is telling you is going to happen. So everybody's talking about ascension. All them new age people, they're talking about ascension and all that, but they don't realize that without mastery of the Torah, without mastering the laws of this, the rules of this earth plane, okay, you're not going to advance to that next level. Your ass going to stay here, and you just going, well, I don't know if you're going to get a physical body. According to the Torah, that this is it. There's no more recycling and getting another physical. This is the last one, the last go round, right? Then everybody you either graduate this way or you get left back. Ain't nobody want to be spiritually remedial, right? We don't want to be spiritually remedial. Okay, so transfigurations. Apparently, Jacob was transfigurated, but I don't know if I believe that, because Jacob clearly dies in scripture. But maybe the transfiguration of Jacob is talking about when he comes across Jacob's ladder. Okay, transfiguration of Enoch. Enoch never saw death. Okay, so Enoch was transfigured. He was changed, like how I'm about to show you Homer Simpson did. Elijah never died. He was also transfigured, much like Enoch. So he never saw death. Moshe died, so I don't know why they have that here. But I guess he was transfigured when he saw the Most High face to face. And if the Most High is electromagnetic, he's still magnetic light. So you can look that up, right? If the Most High is that, then imagine how Enoch must have looked if he was electrically charged, because he was in the presence of the Creator, receiving all that light, all them photons. He was probably glowing like a fucking Super Saiyan. Where do you think all these people, these artists get their imagination and things from? They're drawing from our history, whether they realize it or not. They're drawing from ancient history, right? Keep going. Yeah, we know we don't believe in that. So Enoch and Elijah. So let's go back to transfigured so we understand what we mean. Okay, let's go back. So Homer Simpson is about to be transfigured, right? See, he went from 2D to 3D, just like Enoch went from 3D to 6th dimension. Now, I just explained that you should understand why I skipped from 3 to 6. Okay. Because within the 3rd dimension, you can still have the 4th and the 5th. Okay? And we'll explain why a little bit later on.
Your heavenly testament to the eternal majesty of God's creation. Holy macaroni!
There is no...
Now, you see how he felt like his mind was blown? This is why I mentioned the taking of shrooms with you guys the other day. Apart from being asked, I knew that I could lead into something like this. Now, remember when I told you it was hard to describe, like seeing gears within gears turning in each other in the sky? Okay, now imagine if you didn't leave this realm, which is what taking hallucinogenics does. It allows you to leave this realm or still be in this realm, but to see or perceive the realities of the realms beyond the electromagnetic spectrum. So this includes when you understand demons exist. This is why when your eye becomes open, right, your pineal gland becomes open, and therefore these two eyes can see more than the physical world, them demons will be aware that you can see them. You got to be, that's why I tell y'all to relax on that. You don't want to open up your gateways and your portals before you even know what gateways and portals you got to open or closed already. It doesn't make any sense to do that. This is why we tell you master the Torah, concentrate on all of us. If I've been studying this Torah for 7 years and I still haven't mastered it yet, that should give you a good indication that you probably shouldn't be taking those type of drugs. If you do, that's on you. You understand? When demons, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but if it's the case, don't turn around and blame God for nothing. Take responsibility for what you decided to do, right? Okay, so you're going to see the same way Homer Simpson's mind is being blown, because now he's seeing squares and spheres and triangles in three-dimensional form. Imagine us seeing reality, but with more dimensions to it, with more angles. Because that's what it is. When you're adding dimensions, you're adding angles. You're adding 90 degrees. You're adding light. So a lot of this stuff we explained before, and I'll get back into it, right?
Three-dimensional physical space outside the three-dimensional physical space of the atmosphere. So in reality, the biblical enclosed cosmology, the flat Earth cosmology, has a physical Earth with some kind of physical firmament, it would seem, with waters above. I mean, water's physical, but this does not mean that all these things that are within the firmament, the sun, moon, and stars, are purely physical aspects of creation in the same sense as rocks and trees.
This is the movie All right, so we did breakdowns on my old page too when Interstellar first came out. When Interstellar first came out, they gave you an indication of being able to see between what it's like to perceive the fifth dimension. And perceiving the fifth dimension is like living outside of the frame of time by time, right? It's like experiencing past, present, and future at the same time, right? So this is why a lot of the things are confusing. Like, how is time travel possible? Time travel is possible. You just do not take this physical body, you don't take it with you. You understand? You have to remove. It gets crazy, but I'm going on a tangent. Let me not go that far, right?
Homer Simpson has stumbled into the third dimension. Here is an ordinary square. Whoa, slow down, egghead. What? Suppose we
Tesseract.
expand the square beyond the two dimensions of our...
All right, you see how he expanded the square by adding another one? That's essentially adding 90 degrees, okay? You see this right here, the 90 degree, this is called an orthogonal angle. So you can look that up. Orthogonal angle. All right, orthogonal angle. So you can look that up. Okay, so you have to add more light or more degrees in order to create more freedom in order for you to have more experience.
Universe along the hypothetical z-axis there. This forms a three-dimensional object known as a cube.
These are...
Or tesseract. Do you see what they just threw in there? He just gave you the tesseract. When you think of the tesseract, what do you think of? The cosmic cube from fucking Captain America. What's the joint from Transformers? Right? It's the same as the shit in Captain America, except I think it's called a tesseract. They call it the tesseract. In Transformers and in Captain America, it's called the cosmic cube. In real life, it's called the black cube or Saturn or the sun. This is a symbol for Saturn, the cube. The cube is also the symbol for the mind. Like, this thing gets deep. We could really go different ways with it, but I'm gonna just keep it simple for you. There you go, the Allspark. So the reason why the cube and Saturn are the same, or the cube and time, the cube and death, time and death are limitation. Who's the master of time and death? Right? Is it not fucking Shiva, Moloch, Baal, all these gods which are all one being? Right? The anointed cherub which fell. Okay? Keep going.
These are hyperdimensional aspects of creation. These are actually very much interwoven with the angelic realm. The Bible talks about the stars and the angels practically interchangeably.
Right. So Saturn, or the black cube, or the black sun, the Allspark, the tesseract, the cosmic cube, is the artificial matrix. Okay, so that's all it is. It is the matrix. This physical existence that we live in right now is not the real existence. It's a limited, densified version of the greater reality that the Most High had for us. Except our forebears, Adam and Eve, decided that they didn't want to follow the rules. They wanted to experience from their own. They wanted to just experience. They wanted to have a choice. They wanted to play out free will. So this is how it's done, right? right, creates this video where 3D beings from the planet Saturn terrorize them and bring them into outer space. Do you understand? See? 3D beings. So, all right, remember, this is a cartoon. They're 2D. So, this is a symbolism representing demons being 3D, right? Okay, well, in actual reality, or in this matrix we live in, we are 3D. So these beings would have to be what? Exactly. Are you seeing the parallel? Okay, the correlation? 2D, 3D, but in reality we're 3D, so these beings would have to be 4D, which explains why in the Emerald tablets there's spoken of a matrix or a dimension that was made for only the demons or only these beings, yet this same dimension is within the physical realm, but it's like it's locked off from the rest of the physical realm. What did I just get done explaining to you? Not only do you have a physical body, but you are a mind. Your mind is not physical. So you're a fifth dimensional being inside of a third dimensional vessel, right? We don't have our angelic bodies like how we were created with in the beginning. Okay? Same sense. These beings are trapped here. This is what the book of Enoch talks about, where these demons were trapped in I keep saying the fourth dimension. That's what I've concluded it is. But they're trapped inside the physical realm, but they don't have a physical vessel. So they're minds which are trapped in the third dimension. Fourth dimensional beings trapped in the third dimension. They still hunger and thirst for food and drink like they have physical bodies, except they don't. So imagine being eternally hungry and eternally thirsty and you cannot satisfy yourself. This is why they inhabit physical bodies. So they either demonically oppress you, which is sleep paralysis, or they take it a step further and they possess you. Those of you doing necromancy, those of you doing witchcraft and all that type of fuckery, right? You keep bringing these beings from that locked off prison state, right, into the rest of the playground, because you guys are fucking dumb, right? Let's go. Right now, this is called demonic oppression. See, right now he's just scared, but he's not possessed. You got to remember, these demons are like parasites, so they feed off of energy. So when you're excreting negative energy because you fear these things, because you don't understand them, because you're ignorant, they're sitting there eating your spiritual energy and growing stronger and stronger, right?
If you understand that these alien entities that you see in all these science fiction movies are representing spiritual entities, demonic entities, fallen angels, and all these different types of species of spiritual creatures, as a whole, is something that if you understand it from this idea of...
See, right now he's leaving the electromagnetic spectrum, leaving the third dimension and going into the higher heavens, traveling up Jacob's ladder, right? Let's go.
The dimensional perspective, this is what they're kind of always portraying.
Say cheese.
Cheese.
See? He went from being two-dimensional to now changing or being transfigured like Enoch, like Elijah, right? Into the spiritual body. Or for him, it would be a 3D body. Right. Monsters Inc. is another one. That's a good movie as well. See how they got transfigured yet again? They went from being two-dimensional. They got transfigured. Okay, ready? Transfiguration. That device that they use is like CERN or like the black box, the Google D-Wave drive, right? See how they're now third dimensional? Ready? See? They went from being 2D. Now he's 3D, right? See that part right there? They just got transfigured. Okay, so this is the part where he gets Transfigured. Here we go. Hang on. See? Transfiguration, the losing of matter. So now only the spiritual body is left. You get rid of the physical body. Psalm 68 and 6, but the rebellion dwell in a sun-scorched land, in a desert, right? Dudael. Buried underneath the sands, right? See? Two-dimensional being gone on to see a being higher in a higher existence than them, right? That's like Enoch Enoch traveling to the higher heavens to go be taught by the angels, right?
Who dares disturb the one who watches?
The one who watches, right? Like the watchers, right? Like the angelic group of Genesis 1 and 27, right? The good angels, there's good angels which watch over us on behalf of the overall creator spirit. And then there's the fallen ones who also are watching, right?
Watches? Your name is the one who watches?
No, my true name is Bubbles. My kind have been watching and protecting.
Watching and protecting. Notice he's going to say for 10,000 years. Look at the Illuminati triangle with the eye and the symbol. See what I'm saying? They're showing you the shit right here. But fucking, these are, if you read the Emerald Tablets, these are the beings which are spoken of in the Emerald Tablets, which are in Sheol. Okay?
The galaxy.
In the ocean, beneath the ocean. In the abyss. Right?
10,000 years.
God tells Enoch that all life on earth will be destroyed in a violent flood, and
notice he said 10,000 years. Keep in mind, 10,000 years ago is when the flood happened. Remember, the earth age of Adam is only about almost 12,000 years. It's not even 12,000 years yet. Or it could be just over 12,000 years. So let's say in between 11,000 and 13,000 years. That's how that our rendition of time since Adam until this moment that we're living in right now is in between 11,000 to 13,000 years. Okay. This cartoon is telling you that they've been watching mankind for 10,000 years. The flood happened 10,000 years ago. This flood of Noah.
as with the story in Genesis.
Right, this is Dagon.
This evil on the sons of God, angels who lusted after the daughters of men.
These angels are sometimes referred to as watchers. They keep constant watch. And they decide one day, about 200 of them, that they're going to descend to the earth.
My kind.
So remember, 200 angels fell. That means what? At that time, there were 600 angels in total. 600 angels in total, okay? If 1/3 of them fell, I believe it's 1/3. Is it 1/3 or 2/3? I believe 1/3 of the angels fell, if I'm not mistaken. Right? But however much, you can do reverse math by finding out how many angels fell. You can find out how many angels there are in total. Right?
I've been watching.
Nah, dinosaurs existed. They were just giant reptiles. See? Saturn symbolism. Trapped in the Matrix. Let's go back. See?
What are you doing?
I'm watching.
Notice how he said, I'm watching, and in his eyes were Saturn. Are you seeing the symbolism yet? space-time traveler. I travel throughout space and time, right? Fabric unraveler. I can manipulate matter. What are the things that I was teaching since like 2014, right? These beings can manipulate matter. This is why they understand sacred geometry, right? These beings also understand that matter is nothing but energy in a dense state. This is why they figured out if they can slow down light. Hold up. Light slowed down. And this was back in 2014. So they probably figured out how to stop light altogether, if I'm not mistaken. See, scientists slowed down the speed of light traveling in free space. If you can stop light, that means that you can create anything out of light. You can create, like, are you understanding? Like, matter created out of light. Remember, okay? Scientists are now creating things out of light. They're doing what the creator or the angels are able to do. Scientists create matter from light. This is 2013. I was posting about stuff like this around the same time. Right? Let's keep it going.
But now I'm not with you. My time. I've been watching and projecting the galaxy for 10,000 years.
Right. If anybody who's read the Emerald tablets, what are these watchers, these beings telling Thoth? What is Thoth telling the reader? Is that we, those watchers, those fallen angels, have been given dominion over this matrix. So they watch and they govern everything. They make the rules, they rig the game, they do all that shit, right? Until the game is about to come to a close, right? Let's keep going.
10,000 years.
For what sin are they bound? Then said Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, these are the number of the stars of heaven which have transgressed the commandment of the Lord and are bound here 10,000 years.
10,000.
Right. Uriel, if you read the book of Enoch, now you understand the 10,000 year significance, right? Let's go.
The second most intelligent creatures were, of course, dolphins, who, curiously enough, had long known of the impending destruction of the planet Earth.
Dolphins have a peculiar, not only are they intelligent, but they also can see past the electromagnetic spectrum, right? They're also electromagnetically sensitive, right? Highly intelligent creatures.
So in this dark environment, marine mammals often rely on vocalization to communicate. That's why a chorus of sounds fills the ocean. Clicks, pulses, whistles, groans, boings, cries, and trills, to name a few. Like whales and porpoises, they were able to process two of the main elements of human language: symbols that stand for objects and actions, and syntax that governs how they are structured. Whale songs are one of the most sophisticated communication systems in the animal kingdom.
Right. So this gives new perspective to the story of Jonah. Right. And not necessarily what he's about to talk about, but maybe Jonah experienced what he experienced because he went through the ocean beneath the ocean. So we're going to get to that part next, right?
The only way we're going up there is if some fairy godmother shows up and helps us breathe air.
See? Listen to it. Just apply this to us. Same people denying the flat earth and denying everything. Just apply their same scoffing to Squidward. Those are the Squidwards of the world.
The only way we're going up there is if some fairy godmother shows up and helps us breathe air.
What was that ball of light? Right? The ball of light? Lucifer? Right? Keep going. And instead of a dolphin, think a Dogon, right? The fish people, the serpent god people, right? Dogon, serpent god people. Fish. Remember, fish and serpents have scales. Fish, serpent god, this amphibian god man thing, right? Who do you think the Catholic Church has built their mystery religion around, right? Right? Remember? Right? Okay. Do you remember the movie Dogon? Ah, shit. Where is it? The movie Dogon. Where is it at? Dagon movie. Okay. Final scene when she shows you she's a lizard person, or the faculty when they're parasite / serpent / worm / amphibious creatures. And are you understanding what I'm saying to you? This is the worm serpent breakdown. Look.
It is your destiny. Stay away. Okay. But the same your dreams, Pablo.
See, you got different mothers, but the same father. Look at this sister fucker. He's sick.
Somebody help me. What's happening to me?
You ain't human, white boy. Like I've been telling you, you got the SLC4582 mutation, boy. Yeah. When the truth hits. When the truth hits. That's right, white boy. Kill yourself. It's the only way out.
No possibility.
Look, see? Serpent, parasite type of thing. Look at how they head into the water. Right? Right? He gonna get some lungs and shit. Like Dagon. He a fish, serpent, parasite thing. See? Where they gonna swim to? Oh, they're gonna swim to the all-seeing eye? What? Okay. Okay, symbolism everywhere. What? Let's get back into the water. Now you know, instead of a dolphin, now you see the symbolism. It's a Dagon. It's a Nephilim, a fallen angel, a shapeshifter. Keep going.
You know this guy? Don't hurt us. We're sorry we got you fired.
Will I never thought I'd be eaten by a dolphin?
No, if he was eating us, he'd be chewing us up and we'd be going down.
Okay, now this is why they brought up Jonah, right? Okay, now I'm gonna leave my conclusion. I'm gonna just play the video.
This is what you call riding in style.
Bubbles is never two-dimensional, even underwater. He's a hyper-dimensional being, meaning he's a shapeshifter, right? So the fallen angels, when they come down to our realm, they have to take a physical body, but they don't have to maintain it. If you understand what I'm saying, they can shapeshift. They have more ability, more knowledge, more understanding, more degrees of separation. Okay?
What's happening? I feel tingly.
See how they became 3D?
Will I never thought I'd be eaten by a dolphin?
No, if he was eating us, he'd be chewing us up
See how they were transfigured? Right?
and we'd be going down there. This is what you call riding in style.
Long
Jonah.
ago, there was a man named Jonah. God sent a big fish to swallow Jonah in one gulp. Jonah found himself in the stomach of a great fish.
Now, the reason why I'm going to play the clip I'm going to play after this is done is kind of to piggyback off of this Jonah thing. Perhaps Jonah was taken by that, whatever type of beast that was of the sea, and he was taken to the firmament beneath the waters beneath the firmament. that key that she just showed you was CERN. Because CERN is a man-made machine which allows these fallen angels to trick mankind into opening up the prison that the Most High had made for them. Do you understand? The Most High made a prison for these beings until the end time. And then he allowed mankind the free will to choose. Do you want to follow these beings that I've already put in prison? And you're going to unleash them because you're listening to them? Or you're going to listen to me and follow the rules of engagement for this realm so you can graduate? It's a simple choice. Yep, see, Alice in Wonderland. There's some more symbolism. Yeah, nigga stupid. They say you're on that chronic. Being transfigured, right? All right, did you see the symbolism of jumping into that pool of water and then ending underneath? Watch what I'm going to show y'all now. All right. So whoever did that editing, this is what it's called. Who lives in a firmament under the sea? Who lives in a firmament under the sea? Right? And then what we're going to do is, I had seen the video I wanted before, and we're going to let it play out. Where is it? I think this one is it. Now listen to what he says. How the fuck is there a ocean beneath the ocean? How the fuck is that possible? How do you pour water inside a glass of water and the two waters separate from each other? How's that happen? Where does that happen at?
One of the strangest places on the ocean's floor was only just discovered in the 1990s.
Discovered in the 1990s. So how did the Torah Tanakh know this 3,000 years or more before modern science? Ask yourself that. If it's just allegory, how come it's scientifically verifiable? Huh? I dare anybody who got a problem with the Torah Tanakh to come to, if you got a scientific problem with it, I'll help you out.
I might agree as one of a handful of people to ever see it in person.
Without a doubt. One of the most amazing things that I have ever seen in the bottom of the ocean. It was while filming for Blue Planet. It was in the Gulf of Mexico. And I noticed...
In where? Where? The Gulf of Mexico? How come all the poppin' ill shit is always on this side of the world? How come we're always told that all the ill shit is on the other side, but none of the ill shit is ever really discovered on the other side? Everything is popping over here. Why?
There's something out in the distance. Couldn't tell exactly what, but it looked like a dark band. And as we approached it, the dark band became a donut. I saw this donut.
Listen.
It was black in the center. What the heck is that? And so, as we get closer and closer to it, I noticed that the black band had what appeared to be kind of steam over it. And then I looked.
Listen.
And there was water lapping.
Did you hear him? The man is in a scuba diving gear already underneath water. And he's talking as if he's on the Earth's surface. He stumbled across a pool within the fucking pool that he's in. Do it again. How is it lies when you're looking at the fucking video? You're looking at the motherfucking video and the motherfucker's still gonna type lies. I can't with certain motherfuckers, man.
Against the shore. This band was a ring of mussels. And inside the ring of mussels was a lake. And it's like,
Niggas is looking right at the fucking video. Nah, that ain't real. That's a lie. It's CGI, bruh. Nigga, it's a fucking ocean inside the ocean. How's that possible? How did the Torah Tanakh get that right? Huh?
in this lake and tried to descend in it and bounced off.
See, listen.
Super saline and descended.
They tried to submerge themselves inside the ocean, beneath the ocean, and they could not. It's a barrier. It's locked off. Just like there's an electromagnetic barrier above the earth, there's one down here. Listen again.
We went out over the water in this lake and tried to descend in it and bounced off. It was so super
Are you listening?
saline and dense in this lake and tried to descend in it and bounced off.
They tried to descend into this lake that was in the ocean, and they bounced off. They couldn't go any deep. And listen to how he describes it.
It was so super saline and dense that the submarine...
Super saline and dense. He's talking about water, but that water, which is in the water he's already in, is more dense than the water he's already in. This is fucking crazy. But listen.
Couldn't go down it. We literally bounced off. And as we bounced off, we sent ripples heading back to the shoreline. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it.
Right? Okay. Let me just show you something real quick, just to show you the firmament. Rocket hits firmament. All right, rocket hits firmament, right? So just like we showed, just like you listened to the man say he tried to go underneath and he couldn't. It just bounced off like it's like some type of like a force field or some shit. I'm going to show you the opposite. That was in the oceans. Now we're going to go above in the sky. There is firmaments above the waters and below the waters. Do you understand? To separate the waters above and below. Let's go.
Is to be the first civilian team in history to launch a rocket that reaches space.
All systems are go for launch. T-minus 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so it reached 73 miles, and now watch this. Here it comes. Now, mind you, it's in outer space right now. There's nothing to hit out there, right? Or is there? What the fuck is that? What did it just hit? That slowed it down. What the fuck did it just hit? Instant stop. Watch this side now. Flatness. Straight flatness. Come on, man. There's firmaments, okay? There's levels to this existence. Okay, we did the Dagon scene. We did that. What else is there? Oh, here we go. We'll do this one. Underwater lakes, right? It's gonna show some more. Hang on, let me just check this study real quick. Hang on 1 second. Let me just do this real quick. Alright, so look at this. You're talking about rivers, running bodies of water. And where is this again? Oh, on this side of the world? Oh, okay. Okay, it's on this side of the world again. Okay. All the cool stuff is over here. Remember how in the last video they were saying there was this smoke or mist above the water? Right? They look like they're swimming in air right now. They look like they're above water, but they're not. They're in water. That's a sea bottom with another layer of water. Look at that. He's in a pool of water, already in the water. The nigga is fishing in a lake, sitting on a log, while he's already in a motherfucking... like, what the fuck? Come on, man. How did the scriptures get this right? How did the Torah Tanakh know this was correct already? How? Come on, son. The firmament.
We're so used to having water right at our fingertips. You simply ask for it or you turn on a tap and it's there.
I'll start with water. I need to have a shower. I would kill for a glass of water.
Let me see. Okay, we did that one already. So this is, you can look it up or what it's called. Right? It's called the Senot Angelita Underwater River. Okay, look those up. Snapshot it. Everything is on this side. Is in the Americas. Why is all the cool shit here? Alright, so let's hurry up and get to that part. Alright, more oceans beneath the ocean. So maybe Leviathan and all these other creatures which are in the abyss, maybe they're locked down there by the barrier. Okay? So that for a specific portion of time where they're going to be called up. Maybe that's the case. Maybe. But one thing I can tell you is there's no outer space. That's for sure. Right? So we got 30 seconds and then that's it. And then y'all can run with some of the variables that you got in here. Nigga. That's a legit stream of water. That's a fucking river inside the ocean. How do you have rivers inside the ocean? Come on, man.